Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We are still here in Elysium and we just got an invitation by the Queen of the Underworld herself. She wants to talk to us and I am not sure if that's a good thing. After all, the last time we spoke to her, we had to fulfill a task for her, which we didn't really fulfill, so maybe she heard about it. Anyway, apparently she is not in her palace this time, but she's over here for some reason. I mean, this is usually the part of Elysium where Adonis is hanging around, so let's see what this is all about. Alright, let's see. Apparently she's somewhere down here. Seems rather random. Well, maybe I don't want to jump down all the way because she's actually on a little outcrop here. Alright. What are you looking at? I have an invitation.
What do you think about my southern realm? I don't come here much anymore.
It's lovely.
I try to offer a comfortable home to the glorious dead. It helps them accept their fate and keeps them from wandering too far. So when a human wanders and doesn't return, I can't help but take it personally.
Okay.
What am I doing here?
When Leonidas was alive, he brought chaos and bloodshed. Hermes spotted him mingling with delinquents recently. We can't have him falling into old habits. If he won't fight with me, then he won't fight at all.
So it's not about the horse, but it is about another one of my deeds. You're being paranoid. Leonidas is already dead. He's my grandfather. I'm sure she's aware of that. But yeah, if he's already dead, what are you going to do with him?
Isn't everyone in Elysium already dead?
Elysium is a gift for the worthy. The unworthy experience a second death and are sent to Tartaros.
Oh.
Leonidas doesn't deserve that.
Hermes told me why you're really in Elysium. That staff of yours. Cross me and you'll fail. But Leonidas means a lot to you. I understand this will be difficult, which is why I'm willing to make you a deal.
What kind of deal?
Bring me the body of Leonidas, and I will bring back a departed beloved of your choosing.
You can do that?
I'm queen of the dead, darling. I can do anything. So, who does Cassandra want back in her life?
Okay. Phoebe Brasidas. Oh. Well, there is a lot to unpack here. I have so many questions about this. I mean, first of all, I think the most important question should be, would this actually work? I mean, technically, this is just a simulation, right? So you could argue that none of these people are actually real. She's not actually Persephone, Leonidas is not actually Leonidas, and even if Phoebe and Brasidas would be here, they're not actually Phoebe and Brasidas because it's just a simulation. So bringing them back to life wouldn't work. But, I mean, I guess it might work because, you know, Isu magic is weird, and we have seen in Origins that there is some interaction going on between the afterlife and the real world, so it might be more than a simulation. And even if it isn't, Cassandra probably assumes that this is real to some extent because she's seeing all of this through the eyes of her culture. So the idea that the Isu are gods and this is the actual afterlife shouldn't be so unusual to her, even if Alethea told her it's a simulation. I mean, what would that mean to Cassandra? She probably thinks, yeah, this is the afterlife. So she would probably make a decision based on that. And I think it might actually be real to some extent. I'm not sure if that is like the canon explanation for this, but my personal headcanon about this place is as follows. So we know that the Isu technically died about 50,000 years ago, so they shouldn't really be here anymore. But we also know that some of them survived by storing their consciousness in various objects. So like Juno was still around, obviously, until Desmond freed her. Alethea is in that staff. So presumably there are other Isu who also survived by storing their consciousness somewhere. But they're basically disembodied, and they can't really interact with the real world, or only to a limited extent. And being in a staff is kind of boring and pointless. So maybe these simulations are essentially their own private matrix. So they create a world for themselves where they can live a more or less normal life. It's not real, but it's real enough to them. And they have like what seems to be a body in this world, which means Persephone is actually Persephone and not just a simulation. It is her consciousness, and we're actually interacting with her, which would give this whole thing a bit more meaning, because we're not just playing in some kind of play that isn't really real. So technically, this could be a simulation, but the people inside could still be real, especially the Isu, because their consciousness is just stored somewhere. And they can still interact with the real world to some extent. I mean, we have seen Alethea appearing in front of Cassandra as some kind of hologram. And that's how they can manipulate or influence humans to believe that they're gods. And that's why, there's the Greek gods, and why they believe that Persephone is a god, and so on. Now, as for the humans in this place, I guess they could also be real, because we know that the Isu are kind of vain and they like to be worshipped. So having just an empty simulation or just simulated people wouldn't really be that interesting, I guess. Or maybe the simulation isn't advanced enough to actually simulate people. So instead, they take the consciousness of dead people and store it in their simulation. Meaning the people we meet here, like Leonidas, are also real, because it is their consciousness stored after they died. And I guess when they go to Tartarus, it's basically, well, we're going to transfer your consciousness to a different simulation. So I guess, yeah, that could be possible, right? And I feel it would make this whole situation a lot more meaningful, because you're interacting with real people and your choices have like real consequences for these people. And it's not just like a fiction if it was just a simulation. So that's my personal headcanon that I would like to go with. I'm not sure if that is the proper explanation for this, but honestly it would make sense for me, and it would explain why this place exists and why the Egyptian afterlives existed, because again, it's a simulation made by various Isus, and they just, store some humans in there as well, so they have some worshippers in their little matrix, right? So, if we work under that assumption, it could be possible that Phoebe and Brasidas are actually here because their consciousness is stored somewhere in this place. But then the next question would be, is it possible to transfer it back into their actual bodies? I feel that is a much bigger problem, because at this point they've been dead for years, right? So their bodies are probably burned anyway, because that's usually how the Greek would bury their dead. So they would need like a new body, and I don't think the Isu are actually capable of doing that, since if they could just, create new bodies for themselves. But clearly, they're still stuck in their simulation and can only appear as, holograms or whatever. So, if they can't leave the simulation, it is questionable if they can transfer a human back from the simulation to the actual real world. So, I have my doubts about it. But again, Cassandra may assume that, this is the afterlife, she's a goddess, she might be able to do it. So, I guess we should make our decision based on what Cassandra would believe. Still, the next question is obviously, can Persephone do this, even if she is a goddess, and even if this was an actual afterlife? Seeing how Persephone is a prisoner in this place herself, so why should Cassandra assume that she can do this to humans if she can't even leave the place herself? Again, kind of questionable. I mean, sure, you can maybe find an explanation for it. Hades has power over her, but she has power over the humans, so she can help humans to leave the place, but she can't do it herself. But still, I think it's doubtful, at the very least. Then the next question would be, can we actually trust her? Would she be willing to do it, or is she just going to backtrack on her promise once we did what she wants to do? Which is apparently to kill, quote-unquote, Leonidas, in this case, sending him to Tartarus, apparently. So, yeah, that is probably the biggest question here. Is she actually going to do that? And finally, I think the question is, should we be doing that? I mean, a life for a life is always kind of morally questionable, especially if you're trying to save a life that you're closer to by sacrificing someone you are not as close to. And in addition to that, I feel that in this situation, the life for a life isn't really equal. I mean, assuming we would bring back Phoebe or Brasidas, okay, they would go back into new bodies, whatever. They live out their lives for the rest of their normal mortal life, then they die again and presumably come back here. But in exchange for that, we would be sending Leonidas to Tartarus for eternity. So that's not equal, right? Yes, Phoebe and Brasidas would have a few decades of a normal human life, but in exchange for an eternity of suffering for Leonidas. That is not the same. So I feel this is not a good deal. But, I mean, at the moment, we apparently can only make a choice here who we would like to bring back. And I feel this choice is not difficult, right? It's gotta be Phoebe. Phoebe was an innocent child. She had her whole life ahead of her. And yes, Brasidas' death was sad, but he was a Spartan warrior who died in battle for Sparta. So I think he is not unhappy about the way that he died. And if Leonidas made it into Elysium, I'm sure Brasidas did too. So I think if I would bring back one of them, it's gotta be Phoebe, no question.
I want to see Phoebe again.
Help me protect Elysium from chaos, and you'll see your loved one again.
Okay, talk to Leonidas. Well, that's going to be interesting. I guess, I may not actually get a choice in this. Then again, it doesn't say kill Leonidas, it says talk to him, so... Maybe he has, an idea about this.
Even in paradise, people want my family dead. Is killing my grandfather worth bringing someone back to life?
Well, like I said, not really, because yes, you would be bringing someone back to life, but only for a limited amount of time, whereas Leonidas is going to be in Tartarus for eternity. So I would say no, it's not worth it. But yeah, let's see what we can do about the situation. What are you doing here anyway? Preparing some nets for fishing?
What are you doing out here?
There is something I wanted to ask you. Will you fish with me?
Sure. Why not?
This is nice.
There are so many things I want to talk about.
Talk then.
Well, how about you tell me a bit about the battle at Thermopylae?
After everything you lost at Thermopylae, your men, your wife, your children, Sparta, in the end, was it worth it?
Who rules the Greek world right now?
Greeks.
Then my answer is yes.
Good point. Good point. What did you know about our bloodline? That's a good question too.
Mother told me of our bloodline and our ancestors. Did you know?
Only what my mother taught me. We were born from greatness, and we were destined for greatness. The world was divided in two. Those who wanted us dead, and those who would follow us to the gates of Hades.
Honestly, I feel it wouldn't be that unusual for the time and culture to say, you know, one of our ancestors was a god. I mean, surely a lot of especially powerful people had stories like these about their ancestors. So I think Leonidas probably wouldn't have questioned it when they said, yeah, we are descendants from actual gods. So that makes sense. But yeah, what exactly can you tell me about the spear?
I imagine the spear was in one piece when it was given to you.
My mother handed it to me when I was a boy. Said it came with a certain burden, but...
You were ready.
Well, I guess that's all I can ask. So let's just go back to fishing.
It's so peaceful here.
I think I got the bite. Get a basket, quickly.
I'm going to kill you. Persephone wants me to kill you. Yeah, like I said, I think it's not a good deal. Even if it was possible to bring back Phoebe, condemning someone to Tartarus for eternity isn't worth it. So, I guess I'm going to tell him about it.
Grandfather,
You are here to kill me.
How do you know?
In Sparta, we were trained to spot predators long before they pounced.
I need Persephone's approval, but she sees you as a threat. If I don't take care of that threat...
Why not bring her the head of a greater threat?
Who's a greater threat than you? Actually, there is someone. A spy. I delivered him to Persephone as a bodyguard, but he's working against her from the inside.
I am only a threat to her soldiers on the battlefield. A spy threatens the heart of Elysium. Bring her his corpse, and she should be satisfied.
Thank you, Grandfather. We should go fishing more often.
Well, I mean... I guess it's nice that I don't have to kill Leonidas, but it doesn't really change the situation. I still kill a person just to bring back another person for a few years. Okay, but apparently I have to do this. One way or the other, I will have to give her a life for a life. Even if I kinda disagree with the reasoning here. Anyway. Find and bring Kyros to Persephone, dead or alive. Oh, okay. I can bring him back alive. I guess I can give that a try. He's in the southeastern part of Minos' faith. He's in Sapedon's refuge. Okay. So, somewhere over here. Ah, okay. I have been to that place before, but again, I may have to infiltrate it once more.
Persephone won't like this. Maybe if I bring Kyros alive, she can deal with the traitor herself.
I mean, I will give it a try, of course. Once I tell her that he's a traitor, she will probably kill him anyway. But okay, I guess these are my only choices here. Alright, this is a place. Now I just have to find my target. And I mean, if I have to bring him to Persephone, dead or alive, I kinda have to make sure that I have a good escape route. Anyway, maybe I'm going to teleport up here. And then we will see where he's hiding. Okay.
I should try to stay out of sight. There he is.
Okay. So he's kinda close to the edge of this place. But again, if I have to carry him out of here, and I would have to do that whether he's dead or alive, I may have to take down a few soldiers first. Okay. He seems to be pretty much on his own. I'm sorry, but I don't really have much of a choice here.
We're family.
Well, like I said, it's either you or my grandfather, so I guess in this case it's going to be you. Again, this guy has a lot of unblockable attacks. Let's make sure I don't get hit by them. So he has like a really, really big hammer. Almost ridiculously big. But yeah, I will at least try to take him down alive. Not sure if that's going to change his fate a lot once I have delivered him to Persephone, but I guess it's the least I can do in this situation. But I may want to use my sword at least until I've weakened him enough that I can take him down, because it's going to take too long otherwise. I'm not going to use my hero strike on the guy, because that will most likely kill him. But I guess I can use my time slowdown skill. Alright. But yeah, it's a good thing that he's all on his own here, so I can properly fight him without interruption. Okay, let's see if we can... Oh no, I don't have enough stamina for an overpower. Alright. Let's continue. Okay, now let's try another one. Well, but he is surprisingly strong. He doesn't really look like that much, but as you can see, he can actually take a lot of damage. And other than my hero strike, I'm not really spec'd for close combat at the moment, so that's why this is taking a while longer. Right. Gotta keep evading. Let's use another one of these. I feel that his health bar is not really going down anymore. I mean, clearly he has to be killable, right? Okay, I think it is going down. It's just taking like very, very long. Anyway, I'm just going to continue to evade and use my time slowdowns to get in a few hits. Apparently he can evade too if he likes. Alright. Are you not going to attack me anymore? Okay, here we go. And another one. Oh, and every now and then I have to make sure that I don't lose too much health myself here. But yeah, he's basically like Leonidas in that he doesn't have any blockable attacks. So I guess if I had chosen to kill Leonidas, it is kind of the same fight. I would have to fight. Alright, now let's try this again. Oh, and I have to be careful that I don't, like, push him down the cliff or into a wall or something. After going through all that trouble to keep him alive, that would be a pity. As a matter of fact, I may want to completely avoid using a weapon at this point. I also don't feel that my weapon is doing that much more damage than my fist, to be honest. Alright, please move away from the abyss. I don't want you to fall down here. I mean, it might be useless effort anyway, because Persephone is probably going to kill him one way or the other, but I will make an attempt to keep him alive. Alright. We almost got him. Oh no, don't get too close to the edge. Don't get too close to all these items that would kill you if you fell into them. Sometimes keeping people alive is really, really difficult. Alright, maybe this is my chance to take him down. Or maybe not. Alright, come on. We are so close. And now I might be able to do this. Yep, there we go. Okay. We did it. He's alive. Now the obvious question is, how do I get him out of here? I mean, I'm not sure if I can just jump down here. I feel that this might kill him. And throwing down his body will most certainly kill him, so can't do that. Yeah. Not sure if this is a good way to go. Yeah, I will have to find a safer way, which means I may have to take out some of the guards in this place before I leave. Let's put down his body over here. And I will start to eliminate a few people from here, and then we will continue. Okay, I think I made it. This was a lot more complicated than I thought, because, as it turns out, you can't use the teleporters while carrying someone. So I had to, like, very, very carefully drop down these ledges until, you know, I reached this point. Because when you're at a teleporter and you're carrying someone, he's just going to put down the person and then use the teleporter alone. But okay, we made it. Kyros is still alive. We got him out of that place, so let's return to Persephone and let's see what she has to say about this. And once again, we got a task from one of the Isu, and we didn't really do what they asked of us. Alright, Persephone, I brought you a gift. It's not what you asked for, but maybe you will like this one too.
Kyros of Zarax? This isn't who I asked for.
He's a spy working for the rebellion.
But you're the one who first brought him to me.
I didn't know his intentions.
I trusted you. Guards!
Persephone, listen to me. Hermes is right. Trouble's brewing in Elysium. Even though Leonidas is against you, you are much stronger than he is. But Kyros was an enemy you couldn't see. That made him far more dangerous to you and Elysium.
But he's still breathing.
Death is a gift traitors don't deserve. I thought you'd want to deal with him yourself.
Defying me comes at a cost. Our deal is off. But for bringing me this vile deceiver, you may stay. Figure out that mysterious little staff of yours.
Okay, so she's not going to bring back Phoebe. Well, I have my doubts that it would have worked anyway, so I'm honestly not too upset about it. The beacons are lit. Okay, so we have a new quest. Talk to Adonis. Well, we have some time left in this episode, so let's just continue with this right away. Also, I wonder... No, I think I can't actually attack her at the moment. I'm pretty sure a few hero strikes would take care of her, but this is not an option at the moment.
I've given you everything. What more can I do?
Ooh.
You won't let me leave.
To be with her? Never.
I see we have a little argument
I
over
never
here.
wanted this. I only turned this world into paradise to make it bearable. And then you arrived and made me blossom.
Please, just let me go.
If you truly wanted to leave, you'd have already done it. Or have you forgotten? I wonder if Aphrodite would still love you if she knew what a coward you were.
What does that mean?
Not having second thoughts, are you?
She's right. I am a coward. She gave me the chance to leave once. All I had to do was fight, and I couldn't. I'm sorry, I can't do this. It's too big.
So you are having second thoughts. Fight for Aphrodite, fight for the people, fight for me. I think Aphrodite is probably a better motivation for him.
Adonis, I want you to close your eyes and imagine Aphrodite. Don't let Persephone make you forget why you're fighting.
You're right. It's Persephone's greatest talent, making us forget the ones we love.
Keeps people from wanting to leave.
Let's remind them, shall we? At the base of the palace of the Colossi, you'll find one of Hermes' inventions, stolen from his workshop. It's said to destroy everything it touches.
What are we destroying?
Atop the palace is where Persephone keeps her sleeping Colossi. Bring the device there and make sure they never wake again. The smoke will let every rebel camp in Elysium know the time to strike is now.
What are we waiting for?
Try not to kill anyone. Success without detection and death is sure to convert more non-believers to our cause.
Okay, well, as it happens, not getting detected and not killing people is kind of my speciality. So I will obviously try to do this here as well. Transport the device to the Colossi storage area. Try not to kill or get spotted by any guards or Colossi. Okay, but killing Colossi is fine, is it not? I mean, they're not actually people. And I guess the device... oh, this is a device. I see. It looks like a giant piece of Lego, which can be quite the dangerous weapon. So let's see. Do we have like some wings of Hermes somewhere around here? Yep. So hopefully she will actually use a transporter even while carrying something. Okay, apparently now it works. It didn't work when I was carrying Kyros. So,
They won't ask any questions. Let's keep out of sight.
yeah, before we move on, let's make sure we have completely spotted all potential enemies. And I mean, since we have to carry this device, this kind of limits our abilities in terms of climbing and so on. I mean, I guess what I could do is put down the device and then take out all the guards and then go in, but I don't know, maybe we can do this without removing everyone, especially since you never know if I can knock them out. I mean, this place seems to be safe, so maybe I can just sneak past them and I don't actually have to engage any of them. Well, won't be able to go through here. At least not right now. I have to remove that obstacle first. Oh, and also have to destroy some of these potteries. Okay, no one heard that. Okay, there we go. And let's keep moving. Okay, at least we have a good amount of greenery around here to give us some cover. Well, I'm sure you're not going to notice that. Okay, well, this worked pretty well. Let's just hope that there's no one inside here. I dropped it, right? Yes, I dropped it. Okay. Okay. It's going well so far. Almost a little bit too well. Okay. Can I not just... Oh, I may have to remove some of these. I actually think I have been here before. Yeah, as you can see, some of these have already been moved around. I remember moving some of these when I was here the first time. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Am I supposed to jump down here? I sure hope so, because it will be hard to go back up. Okay, I think this is the right way. Okay. We're still good. And Cassandra is actually a lot more mobile carrying this than I feared she was. She can still jump pretty well. Alright, let's teleport again. And I can already see a guard over here. Okay. Now you want me to go into that direction. Well, it looks like I can jump over here, so we're going to ignore that guard altogether and instead go this way. Right. Yeah, this looks like it's specifically made for this occasion. How convenient. Okay, now gotta go inside here. Yeah, again, I have been here before, and I remember moving around some boxes in this place as well, like these over here. Okay, we got a whole lot of Colossi here, but they shouldn't notice me. Okay, here we go, we made it. There goes the army of Colossi. Nice. Well, that is quite the event here in Elysium. Haven't seen something like that in a while, I'm sure. And Persephone is not happy. Anyway, I hope Cassandra made it out of there undetected.
When we first met, I laughed when you said you wanted to escape Elysium.
And now?
I pity the god who stands in your way.
And so you should.
So what will you do?
I have some preparations to make before our final assault on Persephone's palace.
I meant when this is over.
I'm going to leave Elysium in the hands of the people. Then I'm going straight to Olibos, into the arms of my love.
Sounds like paradise.
You've been a good friend. I never expected to find one here. Come find me before we launch our attack.
Right. So,
Rebellion's
apparently...
almost ready to make its stand. I should check back with Hecate in case she's returned. And get some answers.
Well, Hecate wasn't exactly happy with us the last time we spoke to her because, we were once again not doing what we were asked to do. But okay, I guess, we will do that. Dominance is bliss. No good deed. Okay. So apparently the rebellion is actually going to start for real in the next quest. Which means this might be the perfect opportunity to make a cut, and maybe in the next episode we will actually be able to finish, well, at least this part of the DLC, I guess, because I do believe this has different parts as well, so there's got to be more than this, apparently. But yeah, for now, let's call it a day. As always, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.